My number one pick for casual boots has got to be the Thursday Captain. This specific model, which is the whiskey color with the Storm King lugged outsole. Now, I initially purchased this boot, started wearing it. I thought it might be more of a downside, that it's not a super dressy boot like the brandy color that you see right there, or something like the Allen Edmonds Landon Capto, which I also have. But I've got to say, for casual environments, for wearing with jeans and flannels, these things absolutely, something just about this rugged color, something about the eyelets. You know what? They actually look really similar to the Red Wing Iron Ranger in the amber harness color, which was a boot that I didn't love it. A boot that I wanted to love. I really enjoyed it, but it just ended up destroying my feet, destroying my heels. I ended up having some foot problems, so I couldn't wear those anymore. But this same thing, if anything, it's a bit easier to dress up since you do have that nice slim toe cap and that nice slim profile. But as far as comfort, warmth, water resistance, and just general style of this nicer casual boot, this thing has been on my feet most of the time out of any of my other boots or shoes in the winter. Now, there's no such thing as a perfect shoe or boot, and the ones that don't make this perfect are that it is not 100% water resistant, and sometimes if you're wearing it for a long day, or my experience is if you're wearing it for a long day, you might start to get a sore heel. It's a little bit heavier, so not the greatest. I would say 8 to 9, 8.5 out of 10 on the comfort scale, and again, if you're wearing them in a downpour for a couple of hours, water is definitely going to seep through them. So that means that I don't wear the Thursdays if A, my feet are absolutely killing me from walking 5 to 10 miles, or B, if it's raining cats and dogs or snowing or just generally nasty outside, the Thursdays are staying at home. And what I typically wear instead are my Echo Track 25 Gore-Tex boots. These things are great. The comfort is very sneaker-like. There's not a big difference in comfort from the Thursdays to these. However, I find with these Echoes, I don't get a sore heel and my feet can actually walk, or I could actually walk just a little bit further. The boot is a little bit lighter, it's a little bit more flexible, has a little bit more support. It's just that little bit extra that you need, but that really makes a big difference if you're walking around a place like Lower Manhattan all afternoon and you end up clocking 10 miles like I did just the other day. And with that Gore-Tex lining, you can be sure that your feet are not going to get wet at all. You do have a gusseted tongue right there, so pretty much you can step in a puddle up to there. I wouldn't do that unless you're wearing a higher pair of LL Bean style or duck boots or some sort of hiking Wellingtons, I think they call them, that sit almost up to your knees. Definitely don't go traipsing through puddles that are 2-3 feet long, because it's not what the boot's designed for. The boot's not exactly the most stylish thing in the world. However, when you compare it to some other hiking boots, it definitely is not very bulky. I actually do like the mock toe design over here, and the overall shape is really not that bad. The fit is a bit weird on these. I find that if I tie them wrong, it ends up being too tight down here and too loose up here. So I have to really just get the fit right. However, still fits me perfectly fine. These things are absolutely great. They're pretty much like winter sneakers that are going to keep you warm and dry no matter what the weather's doing. Now, a boot that I haven't been wearing, but I was wearing around the holidays, was the Allen Edmonds Landon Capto dress boot. As you can see, it's pretty much like a much nicer, higher quality dressed up version of the Thursday Captains. In case you didn't notice, I really like the Capto boots. These things are great, but sometimes they're just a bit too shiny, a bit too formal to wear with that casual winter wear of just flannel and jeans. The Thursday Captain just look a lot better and they fit the aesthetic much easier. And now the same thing goes for the beloved Allen Edmonds Dalton wingtip dress boots. Have not worn these once this winter. However, this I treat more like a dress shoe. So if I don't need to wear a dress shoe, or if I'm wearing super casual clothes, then there's no need for me to grab this. However, I probably will never get rid of this just because it is so comfortable. I've had it for so long already. It's tried and true. I can walk 10 miles on these, just in these, because they're just so good. And I'm not sure why they did this, but Allen Edmonds did discontinue the Daltons. I'm not too happy about it. You probably aren't either, but that's business. Who knows what they're thinking over there, but yeah, still an awesome boot if you have one. Now, aside from boots, I also typically wear the Vans slip-ons in this beautiful black and white colorway. These are great shoes. I almost said boots. These are great shoes just for wearing them around the house. I find sometimes if I'm not paying attention, I can end up banging my foot into furniture, and I've definitely hurt my toes before, so I always like to wear something that I can easily slip on and off in the house. I typically don't wear these outside too much in the winter. I do wear them outside a little bit more in the summertime, but They don't have a whole bunch of comfort, or they don't have a whole bunch of arch support or any type of cushioning. Very comfortable for just hanging out, short walks, and I absolutely adore this colorway, the black on top, the white on the bottom. I'm super satisfied with these, and these are just awesome house slippers, if you will, that definitely you can still go out and they still look really good. And if the weather is dry and I'm just walking around doing some errands on foot, since living in Queens, New York, I don't take the car out at all unless I'm leaving the area. I just end up slipping on my all black Adidas Ultra Boost. I just think of these as, okay, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I have to grab my big backpack and a couple of bags, slip these on, long as it's dry, long as it's not super cold. These things, absolutely sick. They do wear down pretty fast, but I also always wear these to the gym, since I actually end up wearing these quite a lot, since I go to the gym, like I was saying, 4 or 5 times a week in the wintertime. So these things, absolutely a staple. And sometimes what I end up doing is I wear my Echo Track 25s to the gym and then just slip these on. So if you know Adidas Ultra Boost, great shoes, and these, they're not the most stylish thing in the world, but just for walking around, this is like me getting into a beater car just to go run errands, basically.